Hi guys, and welcome back to Get Growth TV. I'm Alexandra, one of the Squirrelians, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about Typeform. Specifically, how it can help you if you have an e-commerce site, and how you can integrate it in your site, and how it can you can use these features that they have specifically for e-commerce sites, specifically great for if you have your own e-commerce site. So basically, the features that I want to talk about today are the calculator and how you can integrate that within your questions and then use the variables it has. And also talk about logic jumps. This is useful for any type form you have. Um, and then touch a little bit about the other functions for questions like duplicate, move, and of course delete. And see if we have time today to talk about how you can integrate any type form within your site. So before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that you can always subscribe to our channel. We're going to do lots of videos, me and Florine, talking about different softwares, marketing softwares, and how you can use them and actually get growth out of them, and you get to use them to their full extent. Okay, and now to get started, I've created another Typeform here. As you can see, there's the one that I've used in the previous video, social media survey, and there's a new one that I've created from a template, as I've shown you in the previous video. But this one is for basically ordering a t-shirt. So I've created this one just because it has more ways I can show you how to apply the calculator feature. Okay. Now what we're going to do is basically create a new question. I'm going to choose a multiple choice. One. Okay, it's going to create it at the end here. Let's just say, okay, and this question is going to be about choose one service for delivering your t-shirt. In this case, a t-shirt, because that's what the survey is about. But you can then personalize it for any kind of product you would like, or even integrate here a variable that basically specifies which item they've or product they've purchased from your e-commerce if they did it in this type form, because they can basically order and even pay within a type form within your site. Okay, so choose one service for delivering your t-shirt. Okay, and just say here standard. Okay, and then create another one, express, and then let's say overnight. Okay, just to have three options here. I'm saving the question. Now if you want to use the calculator feature, you're going to find it here. So after you create the question, you have here a few options, and one of them is the calculator. And we're just going to choose this one. And here you have to basically click add a calculation. So what this is going to do is basically for each option that we've created, so for standard, for express, and overnight, in the multiple choice question, you get to add, subtract, multiply, or divide with a value to a variable that you choose. So in this case, so let's say standard is just add 0, so for that we don't need one, but let's say express is $5 more. Okay, and you can choose. Now here in this survey, as I was saying, it's already for ordering a t-shirt, so you have two variables that were created. One is the score. You always have this variable when you start creating the calculator, so you're gonna you can use this variable, or you can basically create a new one and name it as price. But we're gonna use the score one, so we just don't interfere with the other variable in the calculus done there. Then add for overnight. Let's say we're adding still a value, and that is going to be of 10, let's see. Okay, and it's here to score. So depending on what they choose, if it's standard, they don't add anything. If it's express, it's going to add 5 to the value that you have here, and if it's overnight, it's going to add 10. So you can basically calculate with this the price, the overall price that they'll have. Now we're going to view the Typeform just to see a little bit how it looks. Okay, so you have the template. I haven't changed anything in the design of the template. Shop now. Okay, so let's choose one of them. As you can see here, for each option that you have in the text, you can also choose to put the value. So if you're going to use a Typeform for actually selling products, I do consider this really important because basically they see this value. So this is the one that's going to be added to the price variable within your Typeform. Okay, but you need to specify that. So when you're writing the label, you need to write that down. Typeform doesn't do that automatically for you. So, okay, so let's say the soft gray. Then choose a size. Okay, so first name, Alex. Yes. Okay. Just writing data here so I can keep on going and show you how it looks. Sorry. Okay. Address, London, zip code, 400, London again, and here. So this is basically the choose one that I've talked about, the type of question. I don't think you've seen how it looks in the previous video I've done. So basically here's a list that you can choose from of countries. So I think it's United Kingdom here. Okay. And then this is not the question that we've created, but it's similar to it. So basically you have a picture selection and you have standard and express. And again, here you see that this is free, how many days, and this is express shipping. So it's faster, but it costs you 5. So let's say I want express. Do you happen to have a discount? And I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to show you how this actually works. Enter it here. So let's say it's X, Y, Z. I don't know if it's okay. So this is not a valid one, but we're going to proceed to checkout. Okay, your order has a total price of $16 dollars. So that's the $11 and the value of the other one. And please confirm this, and then you can basically pay with your credit card and the information here. So all of this, you can include all of this in your Typeform, and I think that all of this is great. So here's the question that we've added here at the end. And you can then place the order. So I think that this is really great because if you can see here, your order has a total of the price, and it gives you a lot of information, personalized information that each person that basically fills out the form will see this. So it's everything that they've purchased within the form, and then their billing information so they can check if this is correct, and they also can pay within the form. So if you're using if you have an e-commerce site, Typeform can help you a lot in this process, and it's also design-wise is really nice to look at and also easy to personalize. Okay, and that's something that we're going to talk in the future videos. So one last aspect that I want to talk about calculator here is how the questions that are connected to the discount, you can see here, do you happen to have a discount code? Yeah, so we said here yes or no. And then you could enter it here. Okay. And then you have here like basically maximum, it's required. Okay. Okay, and if the answer to the question is right, it says basically their name, the code that you've entered is a valid one, and you get a $6 off. And something that I would like to see here to show you, apparently, is the calculator. So this is the jump, how that influences the price. But I guess because it's a template, I can't. I wanted to show you how the calculator is done here, because basically they subtract this here, the $6, so they take them off of the value and they show it with the discount already included, and you can have this within your site without any problems, and include that. So this is the message that I got, and we're gonna go right through it to show you how you can basically send from one place to another. Yeah, so here, so if you have the Typeform, in the Typeform, it subtracts the $6, so to the variable price, as you can see here. And then the only thing that I want to show you last here is how the end screen looks. So, not this one, sorry, here, this one. So as you've seen, I told you that it's really personalized with all the information. So see, here is a variable, the price one. Then there is for the T1 from the first question here, the one that they've chosen. Then the options that they had from the 7th question, which is basically referring to what type of service for mailing they choose. And then all the information about their shipping that you took, and all the information here about the charge, if there's one, credit card, and everything else. And this is basically a payment question where they've included all these variables. As I've shown you last time, you can add variables from here, and you just click here, pick your, and you can add the variable there. Yeah, so for example, let's say that you want to say their name, and that was, what's your name? What's your first name? Here, okay. So you're basically personally addressing them, and you can add that. And you also have a currency here for the payment question, and the price is a variable. Okay. And you can save this. And this is how you can use the calculator. Now, before we go on to show you more about the logic jumps, I wanted to present you one of the articles you find in the description. That is one of the articles that we've written on our blog, and it's more about different content marketing strategies you can have with your e-commerce. One of them is about surveys and how you can use them, but also about other strategies you can have within your site, and to basically get more people to come to your website, to your e-commerce website, and order, purchase different products from your site. And that, I just wanted to remind you of that. You can find the link in the description. Now, the next very important aspect that I think that is only found in the Pro plan of Typeform is the logic jump. So you can find it here from any question, but for this one, just to show you how it is created, we're gonna go to the other Typeform we have here that we created last time, just because this one doesn't have the structure already created, and you can see that. Now, basically what logic jump does is that based on the answers that a person gives to a question, it redirects them to a different next question, okay? So here we had the survey about social media, which we basically asked people, which social media do you use the most? Okay, and this is a picture choice question. We can even preview it here. So you just remember how it looks. Basically, we have the question, and we have an image for each social media platform, where it's presented with an image with the basically the logo of each platform. Okay, we're going to save it. And then if you want, based on the platform that they choose, to go to a different question, like for example, if you would like to use, in this case, very specific terms. Like if they use Facebook, you want to ask them how frequently do they like other people's photos, or if they choose Twitter, you want to ask them how often do they retweet. Basically, you want to take them to different questions. And how you can do that within Typeform is with the logic jump that you're going to find here, and you're just going to add a logic jump. So if the answer to this first question is Facebook, or you can just simply choose from this list any other option, then take them to, and you choose what question. So let's say that if they choose Facebook, you want to take them directly to the question, which type of content do you share the most? Okay. And then we can add another rule here from here. Yeah. So if you choose Twitter, let's take them to on which device to use it the most. And in all other cases, so if they don't choose Facebook or Twitter, they choose anything else, choose next logical jump. So this means that it's going to take them in the order that they are in. So this is the first question, so the next logical jump will be to 2. Or if you want, you can just choose one custom. So regardless of what they say here, you can just take them directly to how old they are. So for example, if you have a survey on your site and for certain options you would like to get more details, you can basically take them to more questions or logical jumps. But if it's one of the options that you already know about a lot, or there are no other further questions that you would like to find them, you can take them directly to basically the contact details. So in this case, the first question is how old you are. Okay, so let's say that we're gonna take them to the second questions for the rest of them. Okay, you can also change the order it takes them to the logical jump, but I don't think that this is quite that useful in case of multiple choice, because you're basically gonna create a logical jump for each options that you're interested in. So whether it's this one, the first one, or it's that one, I don't think that that's that important. And you can also delete any options, any logical jump you've created from here, from this button. Okay, we're gonna save it now, and you're gonna see now that from here it jumps to 3, 5, and 2. So 2 for any other option, 3 is for Twitter basically, and 5 is for Facebook. And now we're just gonna see how this goes within the platform. So okay, so we're getting started, and let's say we're going to say Facebook, and it takes us to which type of content do you share the most. But as far as you can see, we see here the number 2 because this is the second question in our own Typeform, and for the other ones we don't know about them. It's like it passes through them like that. And it also takes into account this information here in the complete bar as well. So let's say we say new pieces, this one, and it keeps on going on them. So yeah, let's say 24 female. Okay, and then when do you open it the most, and you keep on going with it with the information that you offer there, and that in our test question for last week, and in the amount you pay, yes, no, yes. So the questions that we created, the type of questions that we created last week. Okay, so let's review this question. What haven't I selected? Okay, and this is it, done. Your information was perfectly sent. So yeah, that was it. And this is basically the way that you can create them. It's also great that you can basically see here, like this is the ones that are taken to, and this is the ones that you end up from, which comes from one. And you can see the connections that you have. They're really useful in a survey, especially if you know that people can be in different segments. So for different information, for different information that they give you throughout the Typeform, you would like them to make the experience as personalized to that information you already received as possible. If you would like to add multiple questions here, I've shown you already in the first video, you can go and check that one out. The next things that we're going to talk about is the last buttons we have here for each question. So let's see them on, let's say, this one that we've created. So you can basically duplicate any question. So let's say you need this one 2 times. You can do this especially if they're picture choices like this one, because then you'll have the images already duplicated there. Yeah, so basically you had this images here and I duplicated the question, so that means that the next one has the same element. So if you'd like to keep the same structure of the question or the images, it's really easy to just use it as a duplicate. Okay. Then another option you have is to move, so basically to change the order of the questions, and you can move that there, and it reorders all of them, and also keeps the logical jumps, as you can see. So even though this question's number changed, it knows that this is the question it has to go to. And then the last option that you have is, of course, the delete function to any question you have here. Even if it's part of the template, you can easily delete the ones that you don't need. And that's basically it for this function. So I think that calculus is really one of the most important ones for e-commerce, in combination with the payment type of questions that you have here. And logical jumps are really important if you actually want to use Typeform at its maximum. Basically, if you want to personalize the content within your Typeform, within your form, to actually make the experience that each person has unique in a sense, this is the best way to do it, basically to logical jump, so that way you take into account what answers they already gave you for the future questions that you're addressing them. Okay, before I go further and talk a little bit more on how to integrate a Typeform into your site, I would like to remind you that next week Florine is going to do a really long webinar about Squirrely 2018. Yes, you heard that right. We're launching the 2018 version, and if you'd like to find more about the event, you can also check it on our website. You'll find the banner everywhere, and you can get a ticket and basically be part of our event. The tickets are free, but you're gonna get a notification to basically be at the event, the launch event, and find out all the new incredible features that we're going to present. It's going to be a really great day, and we're really happy that we get to bring all these new features to you, and that you will get to have a better experience with the Squirrely SEO, and of course with ranking on Google. And I just wanted to remind you about that. And I hope that I'm going to see all of you there next week. Now, to go further with the Typeform presentation, we're going to go to see on the configure. Okay, well, I'm going to create another video that's going to focus just on the design and some of the elements in configure, but we're gonna show you a little bit on how you can integrate your Typeform after you created it into your site. So basically you have different options here. So the first one is basically to grab the full URL and send it to someone, share it. You can directly share it from here if you want, on social media, email, or even Buffer, or just copy the link if you want to post it somewhere. And this is going to take you basically to your account. You can see that. So to the Typeform that we created within your account. Yeah, as you can see, it's basically similar to the one that we had in preview. Yeah, here we're going to choose this Twitter and see that it takes me to a different question than it did before, and so on. Okay. But what I actually think that is a better option for you is to basically embed it into your web page. So you have the standard one, yeah, the full page, and the pop-up, depending on what you needed to, where you need to integrate it. Now, my favorite is the full page one if you're going to use it. We had some on our website, especially for the agency, as we use Typeforms to get information from our clients, new clients that wanted to order services from us. And it's really easy to just grab the code from here. If you need something more complex, you can download the HTML file here. But you can basically just use this to incorporate it into your site. And as I was saying, you have the 3 versions. So based on that, the code changes, and you can also specify the width and the height for the standard one. And for the pop-up, I think that the information, yes, it's here. So basically, you create the button as well if you need that, and how you would like it to look. If you want it to pop up all over the side or just from one side, like that. Yeah. So here are the options that you have. Now, I haven't tested this beta feature yet, but I do want to do that in the future weeks. If I manage to do that, I'm going to present it in the next video I'm going to do about the design and the configure, which is going to be the last video about Typeform we're going to do here at Get Growth TV. And I want to see a little bit how we can use this feature. Of course, I told you I haven't used this until now. I don't know if I can use it on the Pro plan. I'll have to see that as well. But I think it depends from Typeform to Typeform and the way that they've implemented it so far. But I do think that it would be something really interesting to see, because I find it like a really great feature that you can basically respond in a chat. This is really the way that many types of applications nowadays are going towards that, to making it more a way of interacting with people. And although Typeform has lots of ways that you can interact directly with the audience, because you're personalizing your Typeform, making it in a chat is even taking it further than that. Okay, so this is basically what I presented to you today, just to do a short recap and see then if you have any questions for me. If not, if you don't have it for right now when we're doing the stream, don't forget to leave your comments when you see the video, and we'll answer to them as soon as possible. Also, I'm really curious, what other tools would you like us to review? I would really like to hear your opinions, and I'm going to take them to heart and research those platforms or tools and create a video for you to show you how you can use them and actually get growth out of them. So we've discussed today about the calculator feature and also the logical jump, and also the other 3 features we have here: duplicate, move, and delete. For the calculator, we talked a little bit how you can integrate it into one of your questions, and then how you can use it further on in your form or survey, especially for e-commerce site. This can be really useful, as you can calculate even prices, taking into account the products that they chosen in the Typeform, the type of standard or express shipping that they have, and also discounts if that is the case. And the logical jump, which I think that is one of the core features and one of the most important features of Typeform, basically the way that you can connect questions between them and make the experience unique for each user. So basically from one question you can jump to another one based on the questions and the answers that the people that are responding to your online survey are offering you. Yeah, that's one of them. And of course, duplicate, the move, and delete features, which are the basic features of any survey, creating tool. And also in the end, we talked a little bit about how you can share your Typeform either through the link or how you can integrate it directly into your site. And that was basically it for today. But again, don't forget to leave us your questions in the comment section below. Here's the end screen. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter if you'd like to learn more about marketing. And we tweet out lessons there about marketing each Monday and Tuesday. And also our Instagram for Get Growth TV and the Squirrely blog to get more information about people that create the tools that we present here, and also more useful resources for you. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.